Hey Sparkers, someone do wants to lie. It's me, Sparkers, coming to a video. In this video, I am turning 3 anime characters, aka the Elric brothers, and what was his name? Nafumi from Fullmetal Alchemist or Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood and Rising of the Shield Hero, respectively, and turn them into Transformers. I didn't really use the correct colors for the Nafumi robot because I couldn't really figure out how to put it in there. So, and I also just went with some random colors, mostly black and gray, but I think it turned out really well. Well, let's get into the video. Okay, the first one we'll be looking at today, for first Transformer, is a guy known as Edwism. Edwism was your standard, and for the record, everyone here is on the side of regulars, which are basically Transformers that are completely random. They don't really have a side, and they don't really have another form either. So yeah. These guys, Edwism has the ability to make weapons for himself, but his story is more than that. He was once him and his supposed brother, they were made at the same time, whatever you want to say, were very gifted with nanobots. In other words, they were really smart, and they knew how to make nanobots really well, and all that. So, one day, whenever they were trying, after their mother, or the person who really taught them and cared for them, died, they decided to bring her back using some reverse death nanobots they had invented. But this was extremely illegal. But they didn't really get in trouble because, well, no one knew what they did. So they performed the coding. They did all the coding and all that in order to make the nanobots do what they wanted. When they finally put the nanobots into the system of the old Cybertronian, it brought her back for sure, but it wasn't her spark. It was something else's. Seeing it was malformed and contorting, they destroyed the thing, and then vowed to never use that again. But before all that happened, 2 things happened. One, Edwism's supposed brother, known as Alphinox, lost his full body minus his spark, while Edwism lost his full-on leg. Or was it arm? Lost his full-on arm, but he learned how to use nanobots without having any in his system. So he then used that ability to get his brother's spark back, and seeing that they were surrounded by old Cybertronian statues. Basically, these statues were once Cybertronians, but then their sparks left their body because of so much fighting. But overall, their body is still in good shape. That he used the spark and shoved it into a warrior that was more of a tank than anything. But that cost him his leg. He then went to a good friend of his named Mechanic, and she fixed him up, but he has 2 different parts. For the record, he lost his leg due to the bringing his brother's spark back and shoving it into that old Cybertronian body. He now has the ability, like I already stated, to make weapons, but his other arm is also made of an old Cybertronian arm. But since his ability now works with nanobots, it also enhances their abilities. So he's now able to change his other arm into whatever he wants. But he mostly goes for his regular hand, his gun, a sword, or a mix between, or his personal favorite, a dual barrel gun with a sword on top, which is extremely deadly. And his vehicle form for Cybertronian is that of a simple jet. His feet are actually the exhaust pipes, but overall he's still going around looking for a way to bring his brother's body back. But we're going to be looking into that next time. Well, more into it. I mentioned Alphonics earlier, also on the side of Irregulars. He is just like his brother Edwism. He's extremely smart and a genius of a transformer. But there's one thing different about him. His body is, like I already stated, in an old Cybertronian. His spark is in an old Cybertronian body. It looks more like a suit, what humans would call a suit of armor. His vehicle form is, he can use alchemy. Well, not really alchemy. He can use nanobots really well too, but he's more proficient in making giant walls or enhance his own abilities. For this, he has the same abilities as his brother, but mostly for the fact that he can more or less make giant walls very easily because of this body. So, but in his vehicle form, his chest becomes a giant wall in the front of his vehicle, and the three toes on his feet on each leg combine into one giant spike on each one. And in this vehicle form, he's a near impenetrable tank. You break through the body, but he won't feel anything because his spark isn't supposed to be in that body. Robot form, he is riddled with spikes, most notably on his upper torso. His hands, like his brother, are very sharp and able to cut through near any Cybertronian body, whether Predacon, a very strong Decepticon, or even when they're on sparring matches, he's been able to tear up his Wedism's Cybertronian nanobot arm really badly, but thanks to his nanobots, he's been able to recover real quickly. But then there's the other problem. Since he can't really feel pain, he doesn't really need Energon either. So, him and his brother are now trying to figure out a way to bring his old body back, and for Edwism to at least regain his arm. But they most likely won't figure out how to get it back because that, like I already stated, is a very, very old and very forbidden technique. Cybertronian nanobots, they are messy little things. Like I was saying, he's riddled with spikes. On his shoulder pads, on each one, there are 3 very big spikes. Then 2 on the ends of his arms, and he has 3 spikes which are toes on his feet. Well, let's get to the last Cybertronian we're looking at today. Sorry about this mid later to the end of video interruption. I just wanted to say that this last one is the Nafumi robot, and Regulars are basically diehard, well, not really diehard, but good fans of the Spikos 1000 channel will know of my Regular Formers creations. That's where I got the name Irregulars from. So yeah, also please hit the like and subscribe button. That could boost my subscribers and push my videos out there to more people. And I really want to hit that for 1K milestone soon. So that would be really nice if y'all can do that for me. Thanks. And let's get into the video. Back into the video, shall we? This final Cybertron we're looking at for today is a Cybertronian known as Project Ector. This guy is a very big and bulky transformer, but his side is also a regular form, irregulars, but he is big and bulky and very strong, but most of that strength is actually mostly offense. He is good at not offense, he's very good at defense, which most notably is the little shield-like watch he's wearing that's on his arm all the time. But that's actually his main ability. That's actually an energy shield he can make real easily. The thing is easily as big as his chest, which is a very, very big portion of him. A very big portion. Then in his alt form, he's a little different. In his alt form, he is a quad-pod stand with a very big projector-like thing, and he is known to be able to protect multiple Cybertronians in the War for Cybertron at once real easily. The reason for that is because that big part on him is actually his arm on top. It is a very weird design, but I guess like those other two ones are even weirder. But since he is so big, he also has guns in his form, although albeit very minor guns. He doesn't have any in his robot form though. But in this form, they are very needed. They are pointed upwards on the count that they are mostly shot upwards, because that's not really his main weak spot, but it's where they try to get through the most, because every single Decepticon that has fought against him and the people who fight with him never ever come back. So in regular force fields on Cybertron, their weak spot is on top. But for him, he's a very well-rounded, pun intended, shield. But if you try anything funny, you are pretty much good as dead against him. Well, that's all the regular formers for today. Not regular formers, I mean irregulars. And that's all the transformers for today. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Until next time, subscribe to join the Spock Story or Demos to Lance. Goodbye and peace out.